Alright guys, welcome to the final episode of the Custom Panigale series. I cannot believe that it's already here. They say time flies when you're having fun. I feel like 2 months just literally disappeared since we've been doing this. Honestly, if you don't know a little bit about my background, in February my girlfriend and I were actually living in California, and we made a huge, we took a big risk and we literally left California, moved back here to Pennsylvania where I grew up, and I quit my full-time job, and she did too, and our goal was to make a living doing what we enjoy, and I'm pretty happy to say we're doing it. So honestly, I couldn't be happier, and I really appreciate all your support. Like, Dado and I have been blown away by how we didn't know what was going to happen when we started this series, and we didn't know if we were going to be giving a bike away and making nothing in return, and it's just exceeded our expectations, and we couldn't be more proud and more happy with how it all turned out. So again, this is episode 11. This is the final episode of the series. If you're interested in checking it out, you can always just click the first link in the description below, or just go to Patreon/JaretCampisi to check it out. And I think that it's pretty much a unanimous consensus across the board with the patrons that they want us to continue doing this. So after this is complete, I think we're going to be buying another super bike, exotic super bike, and doing it all over again. So even if you didn't have a chance to get in on this one, you should still sign up, be a part of the patron series, because it's just going to keep rolling over into more bikes, and we're just going to continue to customize them and give them away. So sit back, relax. It's going to be a good episode. We're going to put in a custom high flow air filter. We're going to add a power commander, and then we're taking this to the dyno and getting before and after results, and we're going to find out what happened to this bad boy, see how much horsepower it makes, and see what the difference is. So stick around, stay tuned. It's going to be a good one. So we're taking the bike apart. The air filter goes underneath the gas tank, so we have to pull that up. In order to get the gas tank up, we have to pull side fairings off, so side panels, the seat, and take it, not a lot of it apart, but it's a good bit. So that's what we're working on right now.
We propped this up, and this is a seal that seals against the gas tank, and that's actually the air intake box that you're looking at. The air filter is all the way up front. See it back there? Yep. There's 2 clips to hold it in. We're going to be taking the factory air filter out and putting a BMC race filter in there, so this thing can breathe. We already have the exhaust on once the filter's on, and we get the tank situated. Then we're going to install the power commander, and Jared's working on getting some of these panels off. He takes way too long.
One thing, guys, what a lot of people don't realize is when you put an exhaust on that changes the pressure in the engine, basically it's allowing more air to escape. You really want to allow more air to come in as well, and plus you really need to tune it. So I'm curious to see if we actually lost power by just changing this stuff and not tuning it, because the bike's set up to run a certain way with parts that it has. So a lot of people think you can just throw on an exhaust, put in an air filter, and yeah, I have more power. That's not necessarily the case. Your bike might feel different, but...
Another thing you forgot to mention,
yeah,
that's really awesome. We just pulled this bike up on the lift, and check this out. It is cold.
Yeah.
The exhaust is cold.
Yeah.
Maybe,
Go Schmuck.
I'm going to say 10 minutes after we parked it, the thing was stone cold. So just imagine what kind of heat that pulls away from the motor.
Yep.
And when you're sitting still at a light, it doesn't radiate all that heat up right on top of the rider. So
Should you look it up? Should you look up how to do something?
Dado said he doesn't know how to get the air filter out.
I never said that.
He said it's going to be a bitch to get out. I said, should we look it up on YouTube? Because that's what I always do.
Hey, thanks for helping out.
Wow, that's fucking hot. Dado doesn't
Hold
have
this.
any feeling in his fingers.
I don't.
So
a lot of times I'll smell flesh burning, and I'm like, what is? Oh, it's my finger.
yeah, and then he'll hand me stuff, and I'm like, dude, that's like ridiculously hot. I thought this guy was one of the best. Apparently, I was wrong.
I gave you beer, aren't I the best?
Yeah. That's the old filter. Damn, that looks shitty. That's a piece of crap filter.
All right, that's out. We're just gonna see that mesh. That's perfect.
No
you don't
filter.
even need to put a filter
No
in there.
filter.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Super high flow.
Okay, so old and new.
Yep, this is old and new. Here's a Ducati OEM filter. Look how close these paper elements are, and look at this. Oh yeah, that's gonna flow so nice. And one nice thing about these race filters is you can apply oil on top of them, and they'll trap all the dirt. And then whenever they get dirty at the end of the season, you just wash them. There's a solution that you use. You wash them, you dry them, you put oil on them. It's called recharging. You put it back in, it's good as new.
That's freaking awesome.
Yep. So
That's
this thing's gonna flow so much more air.
Not only is it gonna flow more air, it's also gonna keep the engine a little cooler too.
But it's about 50 pounds heavier.
Don't say that.
Got
It's
it.
broken. It's broken.
Dude,
What?
the other clip fell off completely.
What other clip? We'll pull it out and put it back on.
You can't pull that out.
Yes, you can. Aha, look who's right. Did the other clip just fall off?
Yes, it did. Riding.
Dado's
Rocks and grass, huh?
great.
Oh wow, welcome to central Pennsylvania, where we have corn stalks inside
How
the
is that
intake.
possible? There's another one.
Inside the intake. Corn stalks.
Rocks and corn stalks.
I mean, it's on the other side of the filter, so it's good.
Yeah, it did its
But
job.
look, on the Ducati, the tank is the top of the intake. There's no cover.
Right.
It just sits. It's the seals here, but they have all these electronics and wires and everything just chilling there, and the cylinders right here.
Isn't that crazy?
See
Really?
that? There's a look down in there. There's the throttle plates.
Oh my god.
So if one of these things comes loose, right inside the motor.
So Dado got the air filter on, and then the whole unit back in place, and now he's gonna put back on the throttle body.
It's not the throttle body, but I'm putting it back.
Okay, what is it?
It's called a shower unit.
shower
It literally
unit?
looks like a shower shooting out
Like
of
a
here.
golden shower?
Cause like that's like the injector, man. You know? No, it's not a golden shower. Teens just got all excited.
There's the only time. Yeah, there's the only kind of showers I know. Get it in there, Dado. Everyone's watching.
Listen,
Oh, he knows how to get it in.
the reason
Done.
why I'm doing this and you're
Done.
just looking pretty over there is because I get shit done.
He does good shit. Done.
Okay,
I'll
hold
give
on. Before you stop filming, Jared, why don't you explain to our lovely patrons and viewers what you made me do?
What did I make you do?
All right, fine, I'll explain it. So, what happened was I was in the middle of doing my job, like I always do.
I'll watch a YouTube video.
Jarrett made me stop the entire process so we can watch a YouTube video on how to put these filters in. I'm over here, teens. How to put this filter in, right? Some guy on YouTube can remove the entire fuel tank, disconnected every fuel line, everything, right? And I'm like, what are you making me do here? So, you know, I went back to work and got it in
Yeah, we said screw that.
17 seconds.
Use your big sausage fingers and get that in there.
So we are nesting the power commander where it's going to sit on the right side where the underneath the seat is. We're going to route this wire all underneath here in front of the air box, and we're going to come on the passenger side so we can start hooking this thing up.
So, in case you guys see some random people in the background, this is Tony and Ron. They work for a company called Rise. It's actually this company that you guys see in all my videos. They're one of my sponsors, and they're here to shoot a video for me about kind of like what I do and kind of behind the scenes and stuff like that. So if you see throughout this video them with like a big ass camera in the background, that's what's going on. So you know, they've actually been supporting me, and I've been supporting them for like 2 years now, probably. Yeah, so it's been a long time, a really great relationship. And honestly, I probably wouldn't be, I would say, where I'm at right now if it wasn't for them inspiring me at the get-go with all the fitness stuff. So I'm really happy for them to be here, and really excited for what we're going to be creating. So stay tuned for that. It'll be coming later on in a couple of weeks, probably on the channel. I'm over here talking to Tony and Ron. Meanwhile, Dado's just tearing shit apart. Look, half the bike's just tearing apart. But he did fix that breather tube that was like pulling off of the freaking gas tank.
Yeah.
It was hung up on something down in there. So we freed that up. It's gonna be much, much better. We're just installing the power commander right now. He's about to piggyback into the fuel, into the fuel line. And
It's called an injector harness.
injector
We got to
harness.
start learning the proper terms, Jared.
No, I just like to throw terms out there, Dado, all right? Is that what you're doing? Injector harness?
Yep, I'm injecting them right now.
So currently piggybacking on the, what are you piggybacking on?
Injector harness.
Injector harness, that's what I was gonna say. I said it first.
It's just really awkward to put this thing in because it's dark and there's metal sleeve and I'm thirsty.
This is like Batman works in here.
That's right, Batman works in here.
This is Batman's bike.
And he said, don't touch my fuel. And I'm like,
We're changing it.
we're changing that fuel. I
This
can't
is-
get it. I can't get it. It just won't go in. I'm pushing.
It's these goddamn sausage fingers.
I just can't get my fingers in there. I need a break.
Needs a beer.
You're overworking.
Someone get him a beer. What's hitting my back? God, it's like a man-sized mosquito on my back. It's a mansquito.
This is the worst plug angle in the world.
I'm not a toy.
Jarrett, this is serious shit.
Oh,
There you go.
goes.
Oh, God, that made me feel good. I don't know about you guys
It
watching
slid
this.
in and
It
the
did.
hair stood up on my back.
Oh, God. So Dado got everything plugged in. Hold on, I gotta drop this down a little bit more.
I routed one side of the wire harness over here. I zip tied this so it doesn't get caught on the seal if anybody ever takes it apart again. Then the other side, the injector harness, runs down behind this panel and gets plugged in, piggybacked into the injector harness side.
Piggyback.
And we have a ground and a plug to be plugged in the back of the fuel tank, and then we're going to fire up, make sure everything's all right and ready to go, and then we're going to mount the power commander, and we're pretty much done.
Yeah.
So
we're gonna see how many error messages pop up on the on the LCD screen. So we're gonna start it up for the first time. Wait, have you ever seen this? So look at this right here. Watch this.
Jesus, how is that possible? There's no way you can drive that in Montreal.
No way.
Hey, so
You get arrested.
shoot you.
Yeah, you get arrested.
we hooked it up and it still
You won't
starts.
last
So
a
that's
day.
a good
Hey.
sign.
Good.
Good shit, Dado. We're done. Let's put this bitch back together.
Excellent. Hell.
Dado starts up his light for these guys. That is ridiculous!
My eardrums were
You
broken.
woke up the whole neighborhood.
Shout out to YouTube. Look at Dado on that thing, dude. Actually, it looks pretty good. There's not much room to get behind that windscreen, huh?
No.
Yeah.
At all.
It's not like the R1, those vintage bikes. Okay, so we have the new high flow air filter installed. Dado crushed it with the power commander. Tomorrow morning we're heading over to Karns Performance. They're our local motorcycle shop that does really high quality tunes. Jason is going to be tuning this thing for us, doing a custom map for the new high flow air filter and for the new exhaust, and we're going to have it tuned in perfectly, hoping to gain some pretty substantial horsepower numbers. It's also going to make sure everything's running correctly for the new owner and everything like that. So the next time you guys see me, I'll probably be on this bike tomorrow morning heading to Karns, so I'll check in with you guys then. Stay tuned. Alright, so I am on the 959 Panigale. Christina's in front of me on her R3. We are heading over to Karns Performance, and they are going to do the dyno and tune. It will be done by a man by the name of Jason. He is the one who does the dyno and tuning. He's been doing this for 20 years or so, so he is very, very knowledgeable, and he's very, very good at what he does. So this is going to be really cool, and I'll check in with you guys when we get over there. Okay, so we got the bike prepped. He's now plugged into the power commander. He also has line running into the muffler, and then he's also plugged into, what line are you plugged into there?
The coil.
The coil, so you're getting the RPMs or whatever. Okay. So what we're gonna do is I have a before run that we did when the bike was stock. So I'm gonna play that clip right after this. Then the next clip you'll see is him doing kind of like a baseline test right now with the new air filter and the new exhaust before he tunes it. So we'll see what happens there, and then we'll do he'll tune the bike, go through the whole process, and then we'll do an afterwards run when it's all tuned and everything like that, and we'll see what all the different numbers are. So stay tuned. you for sure, I can tell a difference in the throttle response. It's a lot more smooth. He really smoothed out the power curve, and especially at low revs, these bikes stop from the factory, they feel kind of like they want to shut off on you. It doesn't have that feeling anymore, so it just feels a lot smoother throughout the power band. The bike feels lighter overall, and it just feels a lot more responsive. So I'm really, really happy with how things turned out. I wish we could have maybe got a little bit more power, but again, it's just a 959. They're only rated at 150 horsepower from the factory. That's to the crank and not to the wheel. So we actually got pretty damn close to that after the tune. So yeah, I'm happy. We're gonna go. I'm heading to Dado's right now. I'll check in with you guys when we get there. All right, so made it back to Dado safely. As you saw from the GoPro footage, the tune definitely smoothed out the bike a lot. It feels a lot better, especially at the low RPMs, and then all the way through the rev range. A little disappointed in the dyno numbers, so I'll share them with you right now. Stock dyno run was 138 horsepower, and that was just all stock parts. And then same exact dyno, same tuner and everything. So after we put the custom titanium exhaust, which got rid of the catalytic converter and one of the mufflers, and then we also put a high flow BMC race filter without any tune or anything, just put the power commander on there, but no tune or anything. We lost 6 horsepower?
Six.
So we lost 6 horsepower. So that's pretty standard, right? If you put stuff on a bike and
Right, without tuning it or anything, because they ship the power commanders with pretty much a base tune.
Yeah.
That way the bike doesn't have any issues, and then Jared got it tuned.
Yeah, so then then I got it tuned, and like I said, you can see on the map how well he smoothed it out and everything. I thought we would have made a lot more horsepower, but we ended up making 2 horsepower. So
8 total.
Yeah, so 8 total, yeah, so 8 total. So we gained back 8 horsepower off of losing some horsepower when we added the parts. But again, stock tune was 138, and then now it's making 140, just over 140 to the wheel. So I mean, for a 959 Panigale, that's still really good. Plus, it's not taking into consideration the fact that with all the modifications that we've done to this bike, we've probably lost, what do you think, 20 or 30 pounds?
I'd say definitely 20 at least.
At least 20 pounds. Like we didn't weigh everything just because we didn't have time. We were always on time crunches to get these out for you guys. But yeah, I mean that means the 959 comes stock from the factory, like wet on the street, like around 420 pounds, 425 pounds. So that means we're probably right around the 400 pound mark, maybe even a little bit under, which is like, that's pushing like old last gen Superleggera territory, which to me is pretty awesome. So even though it's only 2 horsepower, when you factor in the weight loss and then all the modifications that we've done, I can tell you, since I've been riding this bike for the past 2 months, it feels like a completely transformed machine, but in a good way. Much easier to ride, much smoother, the engine runs cooler, there's much less heat, and it looks absolutely incredible. Every time I ride this thing down the street, someone's hanging out of their car, literally like giving me thumbs up, or like a girl's trying to jump on the back while I'm riding it down the street. Christina's getting pissed at me.
Oh.
It was a guy.
It was a dude.
And Jared said, "Come on."
He had long hair. Yeah.
This is crazy. Like the exhaust is cold. They just pulled it in.
How fast it heats up and cools down. The engine's even running cooler with the filter, the high flow filter, and the exhaust, because more air is flowing in out of the bike. I think it's awesome. I kind of wanted to go into this and make like my dream Panigale, or my dream 959, and I can honestly say there's nothing else I would do to this bike. I think it's complete. I think it's freaking amazing. It looks awesome. It feels awesome. It's really, really fun for the road. And we changed every fluid on this bike. So I mean, complete brake, clutch fluid, oil, everything. So I mean, it's perfectly tuned. It's ready to be ridden. Has brand new oil. Everything's been changed. Brand new tires. Brand new seat, mirrors.
Levers, rear sets.
Everything.
Windscreen. Yeah, it's kind of
Fairing.
New lights.
Yeah, new fairing, new headlights. So it's been a journey.
Yeah, it's been a
I
crazy
had
journey.
a lot of fun.
I
I got to learn a lot more about this bike because I haven't wrenched on 959s as much as I wanted to.
Yeah.
And this time around I got to take it apart. Didn't get to tear the motor down, but that's probably a good thing.
Maybe next time.
Yeah, maybe next time we'll do some machine work and stuff. But been fun. It's kind of weird because you get attached to a bike when you do so much to it. So to me, it's kind of like, damn, we're giving it away already. It's like come so fast. So
I know it. Yeah.
I feel like I just met this buddy, and you know,
It's time
we
to
had a
let
lot
go.
of fun with it.
So this
and,
might be the last time you see Dado.
yeah.
It's time to say goodbye to your
No,
child.
so actually, so what happens now is a question I've been getting asked already before this video has even been released. What happens now? First of all, it's been pretty much unanimous from the patrons that they want us to do more bike builds and more giveaways, and I can honestly say this has been a life-changing experience for me without going a little too overboard. But honestly, it's been amazing. I've had a lot of fun. It's been a lot of work, but it hasn't felt like work. You know, it's been fun. And so I would really like my channel to be, a large part of my channel to be customizing bikes and continuing to give them away to people who support us. So I think we're just going to continue buying bikes and giving them away as we finish them. So you guys can always head on over there. If you missed this build series, sign up on the Patreon site, and there's going to be more and more giveaways. We're going to continue to do high-end, exotic, super bikes. And I want to continue to do things that not a lot of people are doing, push the envelope and have fun with it. So as far as this build is concerned, now I have to create the spreadsheet, add all the names in there, and then we'll use a random number generator to pick a name, and then I will contact that person. I haven't decided exactly how I want to do it as far as making a video on YouTube, or if I just want to wait until I fly that person out and then make the video of them like getting the bike and taking over ownership and riding it for the first time and hanging out with us and all that. Just so people know that this is a real thing. We're not just, scamming people.
People have been sending me messages asking me, and they're like, what happens next? When's the next video gonna be out? When you giving the bike away? And I'm like, holy crap, we're giving the bike away already? Like, everything's come so fast. So
Yeah.
I just tell them, message Jared. I don't know.
I know. So yeah, so that's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna take some time, do the whole spreadsheet. It's gonna be a lot of names. We've got almost 900 patrons at this point. And then I'm gonna film the whole thing, but I'm not gonna show it because I want to be able to surprise the person who wins. Plus, there's a lot of personal information on there, so I'm not gonna put that out online. But in the meantime, I want to do some walkarounds. I want to let Dado ride the bike. We're gonna do a couple more videos with the bike. They won't be paid. No one will be paying for those. And that'll be it.
Yeah, a lot of legal paperwork, the title deal, and
Yeah.
so it's gonna be a little bit, but I'm just really stoked to see who gets it.
Yeah.
Like,
Their reaction.
you got to think, there's patrons out there that barely have any money. Some of these patrons are experienced riders who have like a whole collection of motorcycles. There's patrons that don't even
Just
have a
have a-
motorcycle.
yeah.
There's people with just a permit. Like, just in my head, I'm going through thinking like, holy crap, this could be anybody. So, yeah. What's wrong, teens? Why are you waving
Yeah.
your
Why are you
arms
telling
like
us?
that?
Why are you telling us?
Listen, this is like bittersweet
She's just
for
telling
me.
us to cut it.
She's
Cut
like,
it.
yo, cut Dado, you suck.
Yeah, just cut it.
Stop that.
Just
Okay,
cut it.
Whatever. Teens.
Hey,
Got it.
yeah, we've grown attached to this motorcycle. Okay, we want to take some time.
Yeah, some of us that actually wrenched on it.
Yeah.
I wrenched on it.
Instead
Yeah.
I found a
Turning
lot of
air.
parts.
Running around.
I
What are you doing,
found
Keith?
Yeah.
a lot of
Running
parts.
around in a
Okay.
bathing suit. Yeah.
I've done so much hard work.
Yeah, she did a lot of hard work.
I was already pissed because there's not enough horsepower. So
Hey, I told Dado, I said, hey, do you think this will beat your R1 now? He said, no.
No chance.
He said, what are you doing for the next build? I said, I'm just going to look up a bike that beats his R1, and that's what the next bike build series is going to be. And then he said he would turbo his R1. And then I said, you're not my friend anymore,
Sign out.
asshole. So, that's going to do it, guys. 11 episodes. That looks like you're wafting a fart into your face. Yeah, this is what we have to deal with behind the camera, guys. Teens is back there going like this.
Jared talks for 3 hours.
Yeah.
I open up my mouth. Come on. I'm bored. I'm
hey, I
bored.
was doing
That's
it
what
too.
happened. That's literally what happened. But yeah, that's it. That's the 11 episode
Who wants to do a
series.
12?
A 12 episode. No, we're done for real. Not that we won't make a couple more videos, but they won't be paid episodes. And yeah, honestly, I couldn't be happier with how it all turned out. I didn't know what was going to happen when I bought this bike and if I was just throwing a bunch of money away. And I'm happy that we had the support that I did. So huge shout out to all you patrons, everyone who supported the project. Also, obviously, a huge thank you to anyone who watched these videos, who commented, whether it was good or bad, telling us we were assholes or saying we were amazing. We appreciate everyone. And that's going to do it. So lots more stuff coming to this channel, including an amazing video I'm working on with my sponsor, Rise, right now. So stay tuned for that. And I think that's going to do it. Anything you want to say, Dado? Dado smash.
Dado smash.
Me Dado, me smash.
I had a lot of fun. This is one hell of an experience that I never, like, this isn't like real life, you know, but it is. So, you know, to whoever wins this thing, congrats ahead of time, because this is one hell of a bike. I haven't even freaking ridden it yet. We filmed 11 episodes and did all this to the bike, and I haven't been on it yet, so.
You will soon.
And finally, you know, once we swap and Jarrett rides the R1, then I'll finally get beat by someone. But no, it was awesome. I mean, I still can't believe it. It literally seems like a week ago we brought this thing home, you know, and now it's like, you know, see ya. So thank you for all the patrons, all the YouTube, you know, fans, and all the people that reached out to us, you know, on Instagram, and you know,
Crazy.
it's crazy. Yeah, this is just, it's nuts.
All over
but
the world, people.
some lucky son of a bitch is going to be riding this thing around.
Yeah.
Congrats, whoever you are.
Congrats. Thanks for everything. We'll see you guys soon.